Greetings, dear audience. In this video, I will show you how to write a simple script for an application to keywording your images, which you will then upload to PhotoStocks in just 5 to 10 minutes without any programming knowledge using Google's artificial intelligence, namely Gemini 2.5. This program will use free Google API requests, so you won't have to spend money on third-party keyers. So, what do we need? We will need Python installed from the official python.org website and a regular terminal built into Windows. So go to Google Studio and write a request. Dear Gemini, please write me a script with a Windows interface for keying graphic files and specify the basic requirements for the script, such as the ability to select a Gemini model, ability to adjust the delay before the next request. This is to fit within the limit of free requests per minute. Usually, it is about 5 to 10 requests per minute. Next, you can edit the request to Gemini and upload your requests via plain text files. It goes without saying that metadata must be recorded in the XIF, exporting metadata to a CSV file. And we need some kind of friendly Windows GUI so that this script also notifies us in case of errors. And we send our request to Gemini. We wait a few minutes for Gemini to write us a script and give us some explanations. A couple of minutes later, and the script is ready. Next, download the finished script to your PC. Here I put it in a separate folder. Next, open this folder in the terminal and compile this script using the command that Gemini wrote for us. And voila! A few minutes later, we go to the dist folder and find our script. And that's it. Literally 5 minutes of time, and you have your own free keyer capable of processing up to about 1,000 files per day on a single API key. If you run out of free tokens, just enter another API key from another account and start all over again. The first time you try to compile a script, you may encounter some errors, which can also be resolved by a request to Gemini. Here the terminal gave me such an error. What should I do? We can also ask to change or add something. In the updated versions, I asked to rewrite the script so that metadata is recorded using the third-party EXIF tool application and to enable support for PNG files. He also asked to rename the columns when creating a CSV file to the usual file name, title, keywords, because he was naming them in his own way. Of course, you can find and replace such simple things in the script yourself, because it is a regular text file. For sure, the script has obvious drawbacks. In its first version, it does not support PNG files. The metadata is written to the fields of JPEG files, which only Windows File Explorer can understand. That's why Adobe Stock, for example, doesn't see them, and I had to use a CSV file after the script. There is also no visual component. You can't actually see how your files have been pushed through. So for further editing or just for a visual check, you can use either Adobe Bridge or Stock Submitter. Moreover, Stock Submitter has a great built-in feature for importing data from a CSV file. And there is still no visual confirmation that the script is finished. It doesn't notify you about it in any way, only the Stop Processing button becomes inactive. I'll make a couple more comments. In order not to make a very complicated and sophisticated version, for video files, for example, I just take screenshots automatically using XN Viewer, and then in the text file of Gemini request, I ask in the CSV file in the file name column to change JPEG to MP4. And that's it. Looking ahead, I use Gemini to create an application to remove backgrounds from images to get PNGs as output. It uses Google's built-in library for background removal and sometimes doesn't work very well, but it works. We will improve it. And if you're too lazy to do it yourself, below this video you'll find a link to the script and the first version of the script as an .exe file without any decorations or extra settings. Also, if you want to support a beginner programmer, there will be a link to the paid version. It will always be the latest version, which I update from time to time according to my own needs, with the ability to choose the Gemini model, save the default settings to a separate file, so that you don't have to enter the API key and specify the folder with the images every time. Also, the latest version enters metadata using a third-party application EXIF tool, which will be included in the package, and solves the problems of the first version when the Adobe stock doesn't see the keys written by Gemini itself. Also, in the paid version, I will share a text file with a prompt that I use for Gemini to titling and keywording. That's all for now. Thank you all for your attention. I'll see you all soon.